Hello, hello. This is Parker Glynn-Adey. I'm doing a little bit of a test run for a talk that I'm giving at the Center for Teaching and Learning Pedagogy group. And this talk is about one of my favorite things. It's about string figures. So this is a project that I got interested in over sabbatical. I sort of took a deep dive into the life and work of a mathematician, Tom Storer. He's the first person in the continental US or North America to get a PhD in mathematics. And he developed a sort of a calculus for these string games. So how to make different shapes like a bird in flight. So he developed an elaborate calculus for these, sort of that you could kind of exactly analyze what was happening in the string figure. And I just got fascinated with it. I got really, really, really deeply interested in this and spent a lot of time thinking about this. And I went and I talked to his widow and his PhD students, and I wrote a ton about all this. So I want to share these string games with you today. Because I'm talking about an Indigenous mathematician and the things that they did, I want to point out I'm a settler. I'm uh, as European as they come. Um, you know, we are currently on the traditional territories of the Haudenosaunee, the Huron-Wendat, and if you go a fair bit west of here, you're on the territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit Nation. And this is still contested land. The settlement that settled the Rouge is still hotly contested, and like our creek, Highland Creek, is still like currently undergoing legal action. Um, but I've taken the steps that I can take to make sure that I'm doing this in a good way, and I've talked to knowledge keepers around here. Um, so yeah, so let's play with some string. Um, so you got these strings in your mailboxes. These are made by a company called String Figure Store, which was run by David Titus. He was a storyteller, children's librarian, and gave away thousands and thousands of strings. He established this thing, a connection with a group called Goodwill Industries that makes these strings, as sort of an occupational therapy thing. Uh, and yeah, they're just absolutely wonderful. So David passed away last year while I was researching this stuff, and I was really, really fortunate to meet him before I passed. So the strings you have are made by David Titus. He was a wonderful person. Um, the first warning I want to give is never, ever, ever put the string around your neck. So never put the string around your neck. Okay. Um, these strings are extraordinarily strong. They are much, much, much stronger than your neck. So that's the only rule of string figuring is don't put the string around your neck. This will be relevant for the homework later. Okay, so string figures are played all over the world. This is a very common pattern made all over the place. Um, they can take on all kinds of different forms. Today, our learning objective is I'm going to teach you how to make a string star. Okay, so by the end of the lesson, I hope that everyone can make a string star. Okay, so let's check it out. Everyone grab your strings. We have our strings. Okay, wiggle them around a little bit, get them warmed up. Do a little bit of this kind of thing. Okay, so our very, very, very first string figure is going to be the letter I. Okay, you can make a letter I. You can make the letter J. Or whoops, you can make the letter, oh, I write the first time, J. Okay, you can make a U. Okay, you can turn a U into a smile. Okay, the string is, to begin with, a line that we can draw with. Okay, so you can make all kinds of nice shapes, nice forms. You can make a big smile. You can make the letter V. Okay, you can do all kinds of wonderful things with string. People have been playing string games for a really long time. We know that string is very, very old as a technology. The oldest preserved evidence of string we have is 17,000 years ago. So in those Lascaux caves in France, there's clumps of string smooshed onto the wall, and we can see, oh, it was a two-ply string, probably made out of animal fiber. Um, so we know that people have had string for at least 17,000 years, and there's archaeological evidence that says about 79,000 years ago, people were wearing necklaces. So there's people who have skeletons with shells around their necks, and then there are holes drilled in the shells. So we assume that they were held together with some kind of string. So string's a wonderful thing. It's been around for a long time. You can make a bow tie out of it. Do all sorts of stuff with it. Um, all right, so I want to show you a traditional string figure from the territory now known as Canada. So this is a Kwakutla figure. The Kwakutla people live on the northwest coast of British Columbia, and it's a really, really wonderful figure. So what we want to do is we want to take our loop, we want to turn it once, so that makes a cross, turn it twice, and see now we've got this little tiny double cross in the middle there. So I want you to hold your string on either side of that. Okay. And then you can quickly snap your hands apart, boop, boop, and you get a figure called the jumping flea. Okay. So this is jumping flea, or Kwatyatsa. Um, it's a wonderful figure, and there's a sort of a space between what I would call sort of magic and theater here. There's a knack to get this thing to jump high. Okay. Kids love playing with this. Okay. That's our first figure. Okay. So now that you've got that loop with a double cross in the middle, kind of wiggle it back and forth, and check this out. So here is a string figure that was collected in Basel, Switzerland, not too long ago. I'm going to reach underneath, grab this index finger. Okay. Reach underneath, grab the palmar string with your index finger. Get this wonderful moving thing. So this is called the sewing machine. That V in the middle is supposed to represent a needle going in and out. So string figures can be very dynamic. They can be sort of these action figures. They can be sort of line drawings. You can draw a smiley face or a U, all sorts of things with them. Okay. I now want to come to our final figure before we get into question period. And to do that, I want you to double your string. So hang your string off of a thumb. Make a loop around your thumb like that. Okay. And then put both thumbs into it. So now your string is half as long, okay? A little bit shorter. All right. Hang that doubled loop off of your middle finger and take the pinky and thumb of the opposite hand, put them into the string like this. You've now made a nice triangle. Okay. This is a isosceles triangle because these two sides are the same. All right. So now you've got that on your hands. Okay. And just if people could hold that up for the camera, that'd be great. Now you're going to take the pinky and put it behind both strings on the palm and turn up. Now you have a terrible tangle in your hands. Check out what we do next. The thumb goes over those intermediary strings into the pinky loop, and you are a string star. Okay, so that's how you make a string star. Once you get practiced at it, it goes quite fast. Yes. Okay, a really lovely, simple figure. So your homework, I said there would be homework at the end. So in your envelopes, you have two strings. The one you've been playing with today and another string. Your homework is to go and teach this stuff to someone else. So show them how to make an eye, a J, a smiley face, all these kinds of things, and finish with showing how to make them a star. Okay, so spread this knowledge, share it around. You can teach your partner, your children, students in your class, but teach it to someone else, pass it on, and let me know how it goes. Take a picture or send me an email. I'd be absolutely delighted to hear from you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.